Rockets 2025 to 2026 NBA player previews. Fred VanVleet's uncertain road back. Houston. Fred VanVleet was supposed to be one of the cornerstones of the Houston Rockets' next big leap. After years of rebuilding, countless draft picks, and the patient molding of a new identity, the Rockets finally appeared ready to make the transition from potential to power. Under head coach Ime Udoka's discipline and structure, the franchise had found direction. VanVleet, the steady veteran leader, the defensive communicator, the champion, was the stabilizing force that made everything click. Then, in a cruel twist of fate, it all changed. During a team workout before the start of the season, VanVleet suffered a torn ACL. The injury sent shockwaves through the organization and the fanbase alike. A player known for his durability, toughness, and leadership suddenly faced the prospect of missing an entire season. Reports quickly confirmed the grim reality: the Rockets' floor general is likely out for the year. But the word "likely" offers a faint glimmer of hope. There remains a small chance that VanVleet could make a return before the end of the 2025-26 campaign. If that happens, Houston will face one of its most delicate decisions yet: risk reintegrating a 32-year-old recovering from a major injury into a high-functioning system, or prioritize his long-term health and keep him sidelined for the year. A veteran leader's setback. When VanVleet joined the Rockets on a 2-year, $50 million contract, it wasn't just about what he could do on the court. It was about what he represented: maturity, poise, and championship experience. Alongside Dillon Brooks and Ime Udoka, he helped establish a culture of accountability. The once chaotic Rockets began to look like a real basketball team again, one capable of grinding out wins, defending hard, and respecting the game. Now, with Brooks traded and VanVleet sidelined, that cultural backbone faces a serious test. VanVleet's play had already shown signs of decline before the injury. At 32, his quickness and efficiency had started to slip. He was still reliable, still clutch in key moments, but clearly on the downside of his prime. The injury only complicates that trajectory. ACL recoveries are long and grueling, and even with modern medicine, not every player returns the same. Would it make sense to rush him back just to get a few late-season games in? Or does it make more sense to think long-term, for both his career and the team's chemistry? Those questions will linger as the Rockets navigate the season without him. The opportunity within the setback. While VanVleet's injury is a major blow, it could also open an unexpected door for Houston's next generation of guards. Rookie Reed Sheppard, who had an uneven first season and struggled with confidence early on, suddenly has the runway to prove himself. The Rockets drafted him 3rd overall for a reason: his vision, shooting, and competitiveness, and now he'll get every opportunity to justify that pick. Early preseason flashes show growth. Sheppard looks more poised, more aggressive, and more comfortable in Udoka's system. He's not the defensive anchor that VanVleet is, but his offensive instincts and quick decision-making could give Houston a new look at the point guard position. Amen Thompson will also get an expanded role. The 6'7" playmaker brings athleticism and versatility, allowing the Rockets to experiment with bigger, faster lineups. Expect him to share initiation duties with Sheppard and Alperen Sengun, who continues to evolve into a unique offensive hub. Point Sengun, the concept that seemed experimental a year ago, could now become a key weapon in Houston's offensive identity. Aaron Holiday and J.D. Davison might get spot minutes, but the bulk of the responsibility will fall on the Amen Sengun trio. It's a fascinating mix of youth, playmaking, and unpredictability, one that could define the Rockets' season. The chemistry dilemma: if the Rockets find success without VanVleet, and early signs suggest they might, the front office will have tough choices to make once he's healthy. Bringing him back late in the season could disrupt chemistry, especially if Sheppard or Thompson has taken control of the backcourt. The other option? Look to the trade market. Houston's front office has shown it's unafraid to make bold moves. They've built one of the league's most promising young cores and are now looking to pair it with winning experience. If Sheppard blossoms and the team continues to trend upward, moving VanVleet's contract could become a real consideration. Of course, that depends on his recovery. ACL tears are unpredictable. Some players, like Zach LaVine and Jamal Murray, return at full strength. Others lose a step. The Rockets will need to evaluate not just his physical health, but his fit in a team that might look very different a year from now. The bigger picture: Fred VanVleet's arrival symbolized the end of Houston's rebuild. His injury now tests whether the foundation he helped lay is strong enough to stand on its own. Ime Udoka's coaching, Alperen Sengun's growth, and the emergence of young guards will all shape that answer. Even from the sidelines, VanVleet's leadership will be crucial. He can still mentor Sheppard and Amen Thompson, guide them through the ups and downs, and teach them what it means to be professionals. That influence, though intangible, might be his most valuable contribution this season. If all goes well, the Rockets might not just survive his absence, they might evolve because of it. The young players will gain experience under pressure, the team will build chemistry through adversity, and when VanVleet returns, whether late this season or next, he'll be rejoining a roster that's stronger, more confident, and ready to contend. What comes next for Fred VanVleet at 32? VanVleet still has gas left in the tank. His game has always been built on intelligence, toughness, and heart more than pure athleticism, qualities that age well. A healthy recovery could allow him to return as a reliable veteran, a locker room voice, and a situational floor general for a playoff-caliber team. But time waits for no one in the NBA. If the Rockets' young guard seize this opportunity and prove themselves capable, VanVleet's role could shift permanently. A future trade, perhaps to a veteran-hungry contender, wouldn't be out of the question. For now, though, his focus is on recovery, rehab, and remaining a steady presence for the team he helped reshape. Even from the bench, VanVleet's fingerprints are all over this Rocket squad, in their defensive effort, their communication, and their commitment to playing the right way. The 2025-26 season will tell us as much about the future of Houston's backcourt as it will about VanVleet's own career trajectory. Whether he returns to the court this year or not, one thing is clear: his impact on this young team extends beyond the box score. The Rockets' journey toward contention continues, and somewhere down the line, Fred VanVleet may once again be at the heart of it, leading by example, fighting through adversity, and proving that his story in Houston is not finished yet.